Hello and welcome to Dario's Comic School, and today we'll ask the following question. Why is the sun shining when I'm recording? No, the following question is this. How do you start to draw and why you can not draw yet? Let's take a look at this. This is a comic from when I was, I want to say little or small. It was 1969 in Italy. No, that's not true. 1969 was Age of Apocalypse. This is later. But yeah, this is the Onslaught saga. But I got the comics like in late 90s, mid to late 90s, and I always wanted to draw a Wolverine. What I was really drawing all the time, let me see if I can find it, was this this Wolverine I was obsessed with, and I couldn't really draw this Wolverine. I tried, but I failed many times, and what a lot of people will say a lot of the times is I don't get the proportions right. So what do you mean with I don't get the proportions right? Let's take a look at it. Here I have a sketchbook, and I started drawing every day. I made some pictures, and this is where we can start. Maybe this video is also called Step 1, Play the Cover Band. As you can see, when we start out to draw, Step 1, play the cover band. We're at Step 1. We see something we like, we love, and you should always stay at this stage. It's of utter importance that the thing you do, you love to do. Because I think that mastery is achieved through love and not through blind grinding. Some will not agree. Some will say you gotta grind through this, but maybe I disagree. Doesn't mean that you should always go the easy route, but look at this. I was drawing this while I was teaching kids at school, and at the second I had some time, I painted this up, and you will say, oh man, doesn't look too bad, but when I started out, can we get this please sharp? When I started out, I couldn't, like this, these are just rough shapes. If I ink over this, it will look pretty good, but as you can see, the how the arm is here and how the shoulder pads are there and how this thing is coming up, and you see this is all not really tight right now, and then here's a flaming sword. It's kind of inspired by Warhammer and maybe a blood letter. But when we notice this, like this is how you start out. You play the cover band. You see a guitar? That's how you learn. You play the songs from your heroes, you get the guitar that you like, you have the taste that the things you like nobody can tell you what you like. If you like Sin City, and if you like Mignola, and if you like John Romita Jr., that is the style that is coming to you. Like you see, these are your heroes, and you study your heroes and your style will emerge. And a lot of people, let's keep this short, 4 minutes in, rambling. This is how you start. You say something and you copy it. And as you can see, I copied it at my best of efforts, and it's not really good. But that's how you start out. You try your best. And then you might say, oh man, it looks good, but and so. But it doesn't. And that's okay. And we will figure out why it doesn't look good in a second. But that's where you start, and that's where you should start. And the way you copy things, I have another video, it's called, you have to see, like, it's a book about Eddie Betty Edwards drawing on the right side of the brain that tells you how you measure the distance. Like, can you see? Like, drawing and copying is like copying a text. I start up here, I go down there, I see how much or where are all these lines, and that's just what I do. I just copy the single lines and I try to figure out where everything fits, and then I go here. So I'm copying kinda what I see, and I try to keep the shapes together. And that's now the midpoint, and the reason why you cannot really draw when you need to draw is this. This picture, this painting is constructed. It's constructed in this way, but it's even more constructed in this way. It's constructed with circles, with shapes like this. Somebody took the time to understand what's underneath the process, and this is what you have to learn first. And we will learn this in future videos, but I will also link down below to David Finch. He has some great things, and you can just Google it or YouTube it, how to draw a face, how to draw hands, and this is what lies underneath this. We will come to this in a second. So you can't draw because you cannot understand the anatomy and the construction beneath this, and that is totally okay. But understanding that gives you the real power. Step 2, constructing. I wrote here Arthur Adams style construction, because like what Arthur Adams does, we will come in a second to this. What Arthur Adams does, he will do this, and we will come to this in a second. Let me show you first. Look at this. Here I was copying a page from this comic somewhere here, and this is a skill that I can do. I can copy something. Then I was copying a girl, but you see like the head, the hair, everything gets really wonky, and you see I was copying here this head, but the head is like the head should go only up until this point. But because I don't understand the skull and the circle that should be like here, like there should be a circle. When you start drawing this, you may take a pencil, like a blue pencil, something like this, and you put it down here and you make a circle. And once you made that circle, you know that the front of his head cannot be this big. But because I don't have that, I made it big. I screwed up the proportion. And look at this. Like, this is a beautiful woman, but it looks terrible because I screwed up the proportion. I don't know the underlying anatomy. I don't know this stuff, where everything has to be. You see, here's the nose. Then you put a line down here, and then the ear is not here, the ear is here, and this is what you should learn. And it's not hard. I wouldn't say it's hard. Like, it's just something you have to learn, like when you play soccer or learn to dance or write something, or when you learn to brush your teeth. This is what is underneath this. Trying to understand the pose and how all the parts connect. As you can see here, wait a second, here, like this is almost the same thing, but instead of having all these details, now you're just having the pose. And then you can see, okay, the arm, the biceps, the shoulder, but you need to know how these things connect. And I think the human figure is what you have to master, and the rest you can copy. Like if you need to draw a mouse, or if you need to draw a mouse or a laptop, or just take one and try to copy it. Like if you have to draw this in this perspective, I would suggest that you make some squares and here some round things, and then once you have all these lines with blue lines, you can start to put in the details. You know what I mean? the same as here. You first construct the figure how you want it, like somewhere here needs to be the round thing and the head, and it needs to connect to the body, and then you have the chest, and then you have the muscles and the arm and all of this. And we go even further. Step 3, understanding the fundamentals. Things starts to become like, look at this, like this is how it should be. Like this is how you start. This is the start. Then maybe you get to the second point, and then you get to the third point. This is what you need to study to learn to draw. And this is what we are gonna learn. This is what I'm gonna teach you, because I see from the videos, this is where the most need is right now, to understanding the figure, the hand, all the stuff. I'm not a pro in this, and that's good, because I need to come back to the fundamentals. I drew some comics, and I think I can get away with a cover like this, and it looks cool, and I kind of copied it, and then I drew a cover like this, and some parts fit and some parts don't fit. But what I really have to look at again is the fundamentals, like where does the biceps connect, how does the shoulder connect, how do we draw a head, how do we draw a chest. And when we learn this, and yeah, then we will know how to draw, and then I don't have to wing it all the time. I hope this was useful. Still, until we get to this point, I recommend 2 things. Play the Coverband, part 1, and then study, I don't know, the anatomy underneath that. See ya.